As guitar players, we sometimes have this misconception that more expensive gear is going to make us sound better. But is that always the case? Do you have to pay $300 for a set of Strat pickups just to give you the right tone? Well, what if I told you there's a pickup company in the United States who's hand-making pickups one by one, scatter-wound, for less than $100 a set? Today, we're going to check out the brand Tone Hatch. Stick around. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Chris and you are watching The 11th Fret. Guitar pickups is one of those things that we're always chasing around trying to find that right sound. We think we need high output, we think we need low output, and we're just never happy because we're always changing everything else that goes around it, from cables, amplifiers, guitars, pedals, you name it. We're always changing it, then all of a sudden our pickups don't sound good anymore. As such, we also lean a lot towards higher end pickups. Now, I'm not gonna knock some of these higher end brands out there. There's a reason they're higher end. There's a reason that they have a lot of recognition. But you don't have to break the bank to get something that's boutique and handmade in the United States. The brand I'm talking about today is Tone Hatch Pickups out of Norfolk, Nebraska. Tone Hatch has been around for a little while now, not too long, but they're still flying under the radar, and you can get an entire set of their Stratocaster pickups for less than $100. And you can even add a base plate option to the bridge pickup and still get the entire set for less than $100. That's right, less than $100 as of this video right now. Now, I can't speak in the future of inflation. If you're watching this video 4, 5, 6 years down the road, it might be more than $100, seeing how things are just going up in price rapidly. Even if they're more than $100, it's still worth every penny, and you're not gonna find a better pickup that's out there for the same price. So I ended up picking up a 1994 Fender Squier Series Stratocaster from a lady who was moving away, kind of far away from me. I woke up one morning and I found this guitar listed used for 30 bucks. I was all over it. I drove out there and got it. Yes, I paid $30 for a 94 Fender Stratocaster Squier Series. Kind of amazing. I know they're not the best guitars out there, but there is legend around them, and I've confirmed a lot of those legends with Fender's master builders. They are incredible guitars. But I wanted to replace everything on it. New tuning machines, new nut, new pickguard, new pickups, new harness, you name it, new bridge, all that stuff. Basically, the only thing that's left on it is the logo and the wood. I replaced everything else. So I discovered Tone Hatch pickups a couple of years ago when I was scouring the internet looking for affordable pickup options that might exist out there, because what I was trying to do was not break the bank on this one, and I took a chance on Tone Hatch. The Tone Hatches I chose were the Spoonfuls. Now, I went back and forth and looked at a lot of different kinds of pickups in his catalog. He had the Spirit of Texas, he had the Rude Blues, but I was really interested in the Spoonfuls because the Spoonfuls have less windings to them, so the claim is that it'll dip the mids down a little bit more, and I know that mids are a huge thing when it comes to Strat pickups, for electric guitar pickups, period. You want it to cut through the mix. But there's something about the idea of it having, I don't know, a little bit of a scooped mid. It just appealed to me. It called out to me. They showed up about 2 weeks later. I had the guitar already pretty much rebuilt other than the pickups. I got everything ready to go, so I just dropped in the pickups, strung it up, and went and plugged it in. Honestly, what happened next blew my mind. It was something I didn't expect. These pickups had this really iconic vintage sound to them that I wasn't really getting from other brands that were trying to mimic a similar style. I was getting this really just deep, rich, kind of roadhouse blues sound. For whatever reason, when I throw this Strat in the neck position, I'm just getting this wonderful hollowed out sound. I mean, the mids are sure dipped, but the highs and the lows are overdriving this in this beautiful fashion. So harmonic, so rich. It was amazing to me. Now, the Spoonfuls I got have the Alnico 5 magnets in them, and they are also stagger pulled. What stagger pulled means is that the poles, the Alnico magnets, have different heights to them to compensate for the string vibrations and the energy that the strings put off. That all said, you can get them with flat poles, and you can get them with Alnico 2 magnets if you want as well. So those options do exist on this website. But I chose Alnico 5 with the staggered pole. That's just what I wanted to do this time. I swear by them. I'll take it to the grave. I think they sound absolutely amazing, and I can't recommend them enough to anybody out there looking for a set of Strat pickups on the cheap that's American made. So the guitar I did put them into is my 1994 Fender Squier Series Stratocaster. I wanted this to look like it had some attitude with a tuxedo on it. That's what I wanted, and that's what I did. In here is the Tone Hatch Spoonful set. And I picked this set up for under $100, and I could not be happier. I've spent almost $300 on pickups before. I have a couple sets right behind me that are very, very expensive that are worth probably more than this guitar altogether. Like I said, behind it I have the Hipshot locking tuners, Tusk XL nut. I put a pure tone jack in the output jack slot. I have an Oaks Frisbee 5-way switch, CTS pots, orange drop cap, and a big block trem that's in here as well, which I basically have pinned down with 5 springs. Not something I would normally do, but this time I kind of wanted to do it on this one, just give it a vintage, naughty sound.
Pat, you're naughty!
Like just nothing but raw attitude. And I did that. I feel like I achieved that with this guitar. With the Spoonful set in here, I can't brag about this guitar enough. I tell everybody I know about it that this is one of my #1 guitars that I go to. It sounds that good. Talking about the pickups a little bit more, just so you guys can get an overview of the specs. They come in at a very, very low resistance rating. So we're getting about 5.85K on the bridge, 5.55K on the middle, and then 5.3 on the neck. So it's very low vintage output. And honestly, you really don't need a hot pickup out there to play rock and roll because, I mean, come on, look at classic records out there. You don't need 16K just to cut through. It's not a necessity. It's not a bad thing if that's your sound. But what's cool about these pickups is when I ordered them, there was no steel base plate option that was available. So down the road, I ordered a bunch of Callahan steel base plates for single coils. And I got them from Chicago Music Exchange and they were so cool. I love working with that company. And I installed one on the bridge position. I really wish I'd taken an A/B video. I didn't, but I'll tell you this. The bridge pickup sounded outstanding. It sounded better than anything I'd ever heard. I've never been a huge fan of bridge pickups and Strats. I know some of you guys might like them, but I always felt that they lacked something. I've been kind of like a hybrid Strat / Tele player for some time, and I've always liked that smack I can get out of the Tele bridge pickup because arguably it's got that base plate and it's mounted onto that all metal bridge, and the Strat just lacked that for me until I put that steel base plate on there. So I told Adam and I said, holy crap, you gotta explore this option. This is amazing. And honestly, on his website within the week, he added that option and he's charging less for that add-on than I paid for the raw base plate itself. Yes, he will install a base plate to the single coil on the bridge for less than a-la-carte that you'd have to do yourself. Even with that steel base plate, you can still get an entire set for less than $100. Pretty cool. So with all that out of the way, I'm sure you're still skeptical because honestly, I was when I saw the price and I thought there's no way because I've seen pickups that were made in China for about the same price from US retailers. I mean, come on, let's just weigh out the options here. So with that in mind, I'm sure you guys want to hear what the tones sound like. So let's get started on that. I'm going to be playing this Fender Stratocaster through a Boss Katana Air that's plugged directly into USB into Logic Pro 10. So what did you guys think about it? Honestly, I mean, you really can't beat the price. You can't. Even if you don't like the pickups that much, you still gotta buy a set. You know you do. Even if it's for like a birthday present for your guitar buddy or a future Christmas present or a Hanukkah present, whatever kind of present you give, it's a great way to give somebody handmade boutique pickups for next to nothing. Buy a set for yourself. Check them out. They're absolutely amazing, and I don't think you'll be unhappy with them. I mean, seriously. What more do you need to know? So all said and done, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I thank you guys so much for sticking around and hanging out with me today. Again, my name is Chris. You've been watching The 11th Fret. Take it easy.